Everybody, are we live now? Are we? Is this even working? Hi guys. It is 3:30 on Halloween. Everything's going just fine. It's a full moon. This is the last Zoom panel of the day. I hope you guys had fun at the Halloween makeup panel with Victoria. I thought it was fascinating. I learned a lot of good stuff. Today we have, for our final panel, I think everyone can agree that it might be good to take a break every once in a while during Gish. And we have our longtime friend, Rachel Grant Jackson here. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, everyone.
Rachel's a good friend of Misha and Philip and I. And I mean, there's no better person than to have us walk through all of this than Rachel. Rachel, why don't you tell them a little bit about your background?
Hi. Happy Halloween. Happy Blue Moon. I have been teaching yoga for about 15 years and I've been practicing for 20. And the one thing I want to say before we start is that yoga is about seeing what's possible. And it's about seeing what's possible in your body, not what's impossible. So like, that's why I hate, I actually hate like seeing people with feet behind their heads, because like, that is not, to me, that is not what yoga is about. Yoga is about feeling good in your body right here, right now, just as it is. And I could say more, but that's really my main thing.
And that's why I've taken classes from Rachel a few times, more than a few times. And I'm not a bendy, stretchy person. And I have injuries and I have different things and sometimes I have some mobility issues. And I always like your approach with not making yoga something that's so hard to reach, but something that's applicable to us that we can use no matter who we are or what we're dealing with our bodies.
Yeah. And I think that's why like the idea of scary yoga was so appealing to me, because for so many years, yoga was so scary to me. I was so scared, really scared, and a lot of fear around stepping into my first class. And I hope just these few minutes we're going to spend together, we're going to have some fun and we're going to do like some Halloween inspired postures, but that anyone can do these. And I'm going to modify some postures and do them in a couple different ways to hopefully make them accessible for everybody.
Love it. Well, I'm excited to get started. My dog might pounce on me. I think he thinks I'm an enemy, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, if you want to lead us through, and is it where we do what you do? Do you have like different things if you?
Yeah, I'll try to demo everything, but we're going to start seated. So if you're comfortable sitting on a chair, that's why I'm sitting in a chair. Go ahead and stay in a chair. If you're not comfortable sitting on the ground in a cross-legged seat, your chair is your best friend. Okay. So I'll demo sitting in a chair to start. And those of you who are comfortable sitting on the ground, sit on the ground. Just rest your arms however is best for you. You can let your hands rest on your thighs with the palms down or facing up. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. So the most important aspect of yoga is the breath, is allowing yourself some time and space to feel this really simple thing you do every day, all day long, which is breathe. But it's this incredibly profound experience when we pay attention to it. So take a nice deep breath in through the nose and a breath out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. And just notice if that's uncomfortable. If it is uncomfortable, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. That's 100% fine. Let's take a few more rounds of breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And if you're comfortable, you can start to add a tone at the back of your throat. It's like you're making the ha sound when you inhale. Except if you can, your lips are closed. We call this Ujjayi pranayam, which simply means it's a triumphantly uprising breath. It's meant to engage you from the inside out and get your body warm and heated from the inside out. Rachel, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Press all 10 fingertips into one another and sit up as tall as you can. Take one more big breath in and bow your head to your heart. Just pause for a moment to set an intention for yourself and for me today, it's to have fun, even when we might be facing our fears, even when we might be going outside of our comfort zone. And maybe you have another intention, another reason why you came here today. Maybe it's to try something new or be open to something new or simply to move around because you've been sitting a lot. Like whatever it is, it's valid and wonderful and it will guide your practice. Take one more breath. Good. Release your hands. Now, if you're seated in your chair, you're going to stay here. If you're sitting on the ground, you're going to come onto your hands and knees. And I'm going to demo both. So friends in the chair, stay where you are. Friends who are on the ground, you're coming onto your hands and knees for cat and cow. So let's round into cat. You're going to round your back. I'm a cat today, like a Halloween cat. And then arch your back into cow. And you'll keep going, rounding your back like a Halloween cat. And then arching your back like cow. Now, if you're in the chair, you can do this as well. You'll hold your hands on your knees and friends on the ground, keep going. Roll your shoulders back, move your chest forward, look up a comfortable, however is comfortable in your neck, and then round your back as much as is comfortable, tucking your chin to your chest. So you'll do this in your chair, arching and rounding. Coming into cow is the back bend. And then cat is rounding your back. Yeah, keep going. We're gonna do 3 more rounds of breath, 3 more cats and cows. And just notice the quality of your breath. Notice it moving in and out of your body. We don't pay attention to it most of the time. Okay, now come to what we call this tabletop, neutral posture. And friends who are seated, you're just gonna come to sit up tall. Friends who are on the ground, come to stand on your knees. If you're sitting on the chair, you just stay sitting on your chair. We're gonna lift the arms up and you can pretend for a second that you're like some zombie and you can kind of rock side to side. And this is really a simple side stretch, but you're also being a silly zombie. Yep, side stretching. Okay, good. And then come to where you're sitting up tall or you're on your knees tall. And we're just gonna start to shake out one hand, shake out your hand, shake, 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 shake it out, shake, 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 shake. And then do the other side, shaking out your hand, shake, 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 shake. And then we'll do both hands, shaking, shaking, wiggling your fingers, shake it out. Imagine you have like a spider web caught on your hand and just give it a really good shake. Take a big breath in, open your mouth, exhale. Relax your arms. Friends who are on your knees, you can come right up to stand. If you're still on your chair, stay right where you are. So we'll come to stand for those of us who are on the ground. And we're going to do a lion's breath, which is just delightful and wacky and fun. So we've been paying attention to the breath. We're going to manipulate it a little bit. Inhaling through the nose, and it's going to be this huge exhale through your mouth. You'll stick out your tongue. You'll make your eyes really wide. You're just going to pretend no one's watching you and get really crazy. So take a big breath in. Big breath in. Yeah, even weirder. Get weirder. Big breath in. Okay, now we're going to bring the arms into it. So big breath in. One more time. Inhale. Yeah, good. Relax your arms, right? If that doesn't relieve stress, I don't know what's going to do it. Lion's breath. That's your new tool to use anytime you need a little stress relief. Okay, so friends who are on your chair, you're going to stay where you are. My friends who are working on the ground, you're going to come back onto your hands and knees. We're going to take a child's pose. So child's pose is where you point your feet. Now this can be really intense for some people and you fold all the way over your legs. Friends in the chair, you're just going to do the best you can to kind of like, you can do cross your arms and let them rest on your, so that it's a real softening through the back of the body. It feels gentle. I see an adorable little panda face popping up on the screen. Good. Really nice. Wonderful, you guys. Okay, so let's come on up And friends who are on the ground, you're going to take downward facing dog. So your hands will come forward of your shoulders and you'll stretch up and back. Now, my friends who are on a chair, come on up and you're going to do down dog on your chair. So you'll use the back of your chair, the high back of your chair. Bring your hands onto the back of the chair. You can grip it or you can just push straight down. You'll shift your hips back, okay? Good. Yeah, nice, friends. And those of you who are in down dog, on the mat with your hands on the floor, you can bend one knee at a time, pedaling the legs like you're riding a bike. Yeah, one more breath. And then friends who are with the chair, you'll walk your feet toward the chair and come up to stand. Friends who are on the mat or the ground, walk your feet forward. With your spine really long, come up to stand. Now, friends who are working in a chair, you can come back to sit in your chair. Friends who are standing, stay standing. We're gonna do half sun salutes, okay? So stretch the arms up over your head. And as you exhale, you'll bend your knees and fold over your legs. Friends in the chair, I'll get you in 1 second. Half lift and lengthen through your spine. Friends who are on the mat, and then fold back in. Rise all the way up to stand. Bring your hands to your heart. Hold there. Friends in the chair, you're going to work your arms up and down. You'll just work your arms up and down. It's a great stretch for your rib cage. It's great for your spine. It's great for all your internal organs to create space. Friends on the mat, we're going to do 2 rounds together. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Is that Harry Potter? Half lift and lengthen, great. And fold back in. Rise to stand, stretching your arms up. And release your arms to your sides. My friends on the chair, you keep reaching, arms up and down, okay? Inhale, stretch up. And fold forward. Bring your hands up onto your shins, reach your heart forward. And fold back in. Come all the way up. And release your arms to your sides. Awesome. Okay, so friends who are standing on your mat, and we're gonna do this in 2 different ways. So friends who are on the mat, you're gonna step your left leg back and come into a lunge. My friends who are in the chair, a couple different options, okay? So friends who are on the mat, you're in your lunge. My friends who are in the chair, you might take your knees wider and lift up through your chest, and you're gonna hold your arms up over your head. Yes. Okay, so yeah, exactly. I got Charlie doing it. So if you're in the lunge, you're gonna come up into crescent. It is a balancing pose. It's crescent, sort of inspired by the full moon, although it's not full. It's the manifestation of crescent, but it's moon-like. Take a big breath in. Now you can just release your hands down and step forward with as many steps as it takes and switch sides. Now, my friends in the chair, allow your arms to release down, pause for a moment, and then you're coming back into it. Arms up, really straight and strong. Yeah, and my friends in the lunge, we've got the left foot forward, arms up over the head. Breathe as deeply as you can. Inhaling and exhaling. And if we're here in the chair, we're inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Good. Release your arms and you'll come to stand up. Okay, now standing, clasp your hands behind your back. Friends who are in the chair, you'll bring your hands to the back, as far back on the chair as you can, whichever kind of chair you have. You might bring your hands back behind the chair. You might just hold like the underneath seat of the chair. Roll the shoulders back and make your chest as expansive as you can. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. One more big breath in and a big breath out. Good. Now, wherever you are, standing or sitting, stretch your arms straight out in front of you. Like you're going like, stop in the name of love. That's what I always think of when I do this. Yeah, before you break my heart. I'm not a singer. I'm a yoga teacher. There you go. So now you're going to let your hands be more like zombie-like and let them collapse down. Yeah. And then we're going to do it again. Stop in the name of love. And then zombie hands. and then stop. I'll stop doing that. Just make the stop hands and then let them relax. And then just let your arms relax to your sides, and notice how that's like, there's some work there in doing that whole thing. Yeah, good. Okay, so friends in the chair, you can stay where you are. Friends who are up on the mat, we're gonna come back to the front of the mat. Chair friends, wait 1 second, I'll let you know you can do this with us. Stretch your arms up over your head, and then you'll fold forward if you're with me on the mat. You're gonna come back into downward facing dog. And my friends on the chair, I want you to work some shoulder rolls. So you're rolling your shoulders up, down, and back. Friends who are in down dog, you're holding down dog. Friends in the chair, you're going up, down, and back, up, down, and back. Friends in down dog, you're working your shoulders in a really similar way. And part of why I was excited to come today is that, like, as I said, like, yoga is about discovering what's possible in your body, not what's impossible. But sometimes yoga will show you and surprise you. You discover maybe something that you didn't necessarily think was possible, and it becomes possible. Okay, good. So relax your arms. Friends who are in down dog, just come down onto hands and knees and stand up on your knees. So there's this really hard and crazy complicated yoga pose. Don't worry, don't freak out, called crow pose, Bakasana, crow pose. And we're gonna like explore the idea of this pose in a bunch of different ways. Now, you've done many of the positions that are required to do this pose. So we've done this, the stop thing. Stop, we've done that. We've made our arms really straight and strong in different ways. We've also played with just like opening the hip. So by sitting here in the chair, we've created a nice fold here in the pelvis, bringing the knees closer to the arms. And some of you did that also when you folded forward. Okay, so we're just gonna play a little bit with the possibility of this pose. So friends who are working on the chair, you're gonna hold onto the bottom of the seat of the chair or whatever you can grab a hold of, and roll your shoulders back. Puff up through your chest and take the sides of the throat and the head back. Yeah, and really make your arms strong. Really make your arms strong. Good, really good. Now, friends who are sitting in the chair, I want you to pull your elbows back, bend your elbows, and keep your chest puffed out, and make your hands into that stop shape. Good. Great. We're going to play here a little bit. So take your feet wider than your hips. If you're on a yoga mat, as wide as your yoga mat, and you'll bend your knees as much as you can. Hands to the thighs or hands to the knees, and then puff up through the chest. Remember cat and cow? We're kind of doing both simultaneously. So you're going to reach your chest forward, but keep your belly strong. And then stretch your hands straight down. So this is the beginning of crow, the beginning of the idea of crow. Now you can rest and you can come back into that position. Those of you who might want to go deeper, you can squat further down if that's possible for you. You can squat further down. Make your arms like that stop sign hands. Open your chest like cow, but you keep your belly strong like Halloween cat. And you might put your hands on the ground and rock back. Hands on the ground and rock back. One more time. Good. And then we'll release it. Okay, we're gonna do our interpretation of Frankenstein Waking Up. Okay, so similar to the stop and the mummy thing. So if you're sitting in a chair, you know, I imagine he like just shoots up, right? A little bit like lion's breath. And those of you who are working on the ground, come to sit down, and we're like super still, like a Frankenstein. He's a mummy of sorts, right? He's the sort of the number one mummy. Yeah, and just maybe like make some Frankenstein like movements here. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Relax your arms. And we're gonna do probably like the ultimate Halloween yoga pose, which is corpse pose. It's the resting pose, Shavasana, and you'll come lying down wherever you're comfortable. And friends who are in a chair, you can do this too if you'd rather stay, if that is the most suitable place for you to be. And my suggestion, if you're on the chair, to rest your hands in a way that feels really comfortable. So when you close your eyes, you really feel like you can decompress and release. And if you're lying down, take up space. So take up lots of space. Let your feet go wide, your arms go wide, and relax. And we're going to do just like a mini meditation here. So feel your breath moving into your body and feel it moving out. Feel it move in through the nose. The pathway is down the back of the throat, into the lungs and the space of the ribs. For some of you, you'll feel your belly move too when you breathe. And then it takes the same pathway out. And there's a subtle warming of the air you take in once it hits the back of your throat. So whether or not you can sense that, just take that as fact that the air becomes warmer as it moves into your body. You're taking what you need when you inhale. You're letting go of what you don't need. I think about the things that I'm afraid of. So I'm going to take in what I need, balance for me and stability. And when I exhale, I'm letting go of what I don't need, the fear right now for me and anxiety. And you'll create your own words, or maybe just you kind of sense the feelings as you inhale. What do you need? And when you exhale, let go of what you don't need right now in this moment, what's not serving you. And what's beautiful about the breath is that we have a chance to connect to this idea at any moment of the day. So it's not like yoga just on the yoga mat. It's the yoga that you can take into your life. So if you're lying down on your back, just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and take your time to bend the knees and curl up on one side. And you can come back to sit on your mat in that comfortable seat, or you're sitting in your chair. And let's bring our palms together in front of our heart in a prayer position to seal our practice. For a big breath in. And bow your head to your heart as you breathe out. And we say this word often at the end of practice, which means, and there can translate to mean many things, but I like the translation best. The light in me bows to the light in you. So namaste means the light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you.
Rachel, that was amazing.
I'm so glad.
I feel like we could all use a little bit of stress relief and practices that help us release some of this anxiety, because we're in an anxious moment, in our worlds. And for many of us, we haven't slept in several days because we're working either on GISH items, or life is just a little turbulent,
Yeah.
So thank you for that. I mean, you're all probably wondering now what your GISH item is, right? So let me just pull that up here real quick. Hold on one second. So your GISH item, if I could be so bold, is going to be pretty straightforward. What you just did, if you were dressed up, is a big part of it. So let's pull this up and see if we can share it and keep, if you could spotlight Berto, my friend Berto over there. Your GISH item is even monsters have to align their chakras. Show us a movie monster doing yoga. It's pretty straightforward, but have fun with it, 17 points. And if you want to follow Rachel has classes. She does lots of virtual classes. You can follow her on Instagram at Rachel Grant Jackson, and on Facebook, Rachel Grant Jackson Movement. Sorry, sometimes this mask is a little counterproductive. Also, you're a cat and I'm a dog, and so I feel like compelled to mention that we can get along, even though we're on the opposites, But
Agree.
thank you again, Rachel, for coming down. It's really great for us to be able to be a little weird and also have a little bit of stress relief. So really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thanks so much, guys. Take care. We've got some more hours left in the day to get some of these Gish items done, and lots more tomorrow. So keep an eye out on that updates page because there's more coming. And we have some amazing panels tomorrow, including Reese Darby and the Cryptid Factor. We've got a really important conversation happening with Misha Collins and some very cool people who are going to tell you some really interesting stories about, well, about voting and whatnot. So stay tuned for more. Thanks so much.